Locate at least two ordered pairs of real numbers that satisfy each linear equation. Graph the corresponding line on the Cartesian coordinate system. Looking at this equation, x plus 3/4 y equals 6. In order to plot points, it's best if you have one variable alone. In this equation, it would be best to get x alone. So all we need to do is add a negative 3/4 y to both sides of the equation. On this side of the equation, we now have x alone. It's equal to a negative 3/4 y plus 6. I'm going to make an xy table and choose some values for a variable. I'm going to choose the variable that is complicated, not the variable that's alone. So I'm going to choose values for y. And I notice immediately that y is going to be multiplied by a fraction. So I'm going to choose values that 4 will go into evenly, like -4, 0, +4, and if necessary, 8. It says that we only need to choose two ordered pairs, but any two will make a line. I want the line that represents this equation. 3 will guarantee that I have the correct line. And this is just in case the points I've chosen are hard to graph. So we're going to go back to the equation, x equals negative 3/4, and we'll put in some of these y values and simplify and see what we get. First, we're letting y take on the value of -4. So x is equal to 4 goes into -4, -1. -1 multiplied to -3 is +3. +3 add 6 more is +9. So my x value is 9. If I wanted to graph that, oh, see here, this is what I was talking about. If I go +9 in the x direction, I'm way off the graph. In fact, I'm off the screen. So let's go ahead and try the next value. X is equal to negative 3/4 times plus 6. And this time, we're letting y have the value 0. So 4 goes into 0. Well, actually, negative 3/4 times 0 is 0, plus 6 is 6. So our next x value is 6. Now that's still off of the grid. Our grid only goes as far as 5, but 6 is just a little past that. So we've got a point out here. Let's go back to this equation. X is equal to negative 3/4 times plus 6. And this time we'll let y take on the value 4. Simplifying this, 4 goes into 4 once. 1 times -3 is -3. Add +6 is +3. So now we have x equals +3. Much easier to graph. Starting at the origin, in the x direction we go +3. In the y direction we go +4. So this is our second point. These two points would make a line, but let's make sure it's the correct line. Let's go back to the original equation we solved for x. We have x is equal to negative 3/4 times plus 6, and we're going to put in 8. So now we can reduce. 4 goes into 8 twice. 2 times -3 is -6. -6 add 6 is 0. We now have an x value of 0. To graph that, we'd start at the origin and go not left or right, but go up 8. Again, we might run off the graph. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's essentially up there. And if I was to put down a ruler or something, I think I could make a line, easily go through all of these 3 points. And again, you put arrows at the end of your line to indicate that it continues in that direction forever and ever and ever. So there's our equation of the line. For the equation, x plus 3/4 y equals 6.